Good morning, folks. My name is Dan with the Rose Family Homestead. I want to do a short video for you guys today. It is the first weekend of December, and I'm going to go pick up a ram to put in with our sheep and hopefully have some babies here in the spring. Well, it's about 20 degrees here this morning, and we're already starting out with problems. Okay, so we're now in the upper pasture, and here's the girls, and there's one wether in there, but they're waiting on their stud. I guess they're gonna get some new company here today. So I need to get their next paddock ready. It's time for them to move again today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them moved here this morning, and then we'll get the ram into their new paddock once I get back with him. So we're gonna go into the upper section. I gotta remove some fencing from where they just moved down to this first section of the field. So we're gonna go up top, pull the fencing out, move down here, get their next paddock ready, and then get ready to get the truck going and go get this ram picked up. All right, back down, girls. Okay, now as you can see, this pasture is full of broomsedge, and this is my first year grazing this field. I've been letting some neighbors cut it for hay. We've been here now for I guess about 7 years now, and some neighbors have cows, and I let them cut this field for hay. They've been doing it before I even owned the property. And finally this year I've taken it over and I'm going to start grazing it. This was a piece that my father-in-law had owned. It's been in his family forever, and as far as he knows, they've never had livestock on this field. It has always been a hay field. So needless to say, it's in very poor condition. Like I said, get some animals on it, get them grazing it. I've been cutting the broomsedge down behind them after they're in an area, and we're going to try to start getting the soil straightened out. I have some soil test kits I got to do in the spring and send off, and then let's see about liming and putting the phosphorus and potash on this field and see if we can start getting it straightened out. Should have some better forage for the sheep. Right now, like I say, it's kind of sparse. I'm feeding hay as well this winter, so we're putting down square bales out on the pasture with them in each paddock, and letting them picket that as they choose. But I don't know, it's going to be, I know it's going to take some time to get this thing straightened out, but I'm very excited to over each season having the video and seeing it hopefully improve every year. All right, so a little bit on how we've been grazing them. This year I have 8 sheep. So we had 4 to start out with. Each one of those ewes had given us 1 lamb, so we had 8 sheep for this year. They were in 50 by 100 foot paddocks, and I would rotate them every other day. As winter has kind of come on, it's a little more of a pain for me to rotate them, especially with the amount of sunlight we have in the evenings. So when I get home from work, it's dark. I'm driving home in the dark. So it's a real pain to move them in the evenings. I started moving them in the mornings before I take the kids to school. But anyway, I stepped them up to a 100 by 100 paddock, and I'm doing them every 4 days, and that has been working good. And then we just started supplementing the hay with them, probably for the last 2 weeks, I'm gonna guess. They've been getting square bales, and I've been putting one of those in every other day. So they get one whenever they move in, and then I give them one going into day 3, and that seems to have been working. And what they don't eat, we just end up spreading out. So they do a pretty good job. You can see here's a section where they had a square bale. They spread it out. So we're also feeding the soil here with that. That's going to end up turning into worm food. So I don't really look at it as a waste. Like I say, I'm trying to correct this soil. The soil's a freaking mess, and like I say, putting some hay down isn't going to hurt anything at all. So I'm going to work on getting the rest of this fencing out so I can get them a new paddock set up. They do not respect just single wires now. So as we were coming out through the field, I assume you guys saw the fence line that I drove along. The 2 lower wires are hot. The upper one's just a jump deterrent. It's not hot at all. But if they want out, they'll jump through. I've got one. There's a black sheep down there, and she likes to lead the charge. And she's probably going to end up finding a new home eventually. But right now the flock's small. I'm trying to grow it. So I just have to deal with it for now. Run with the netting. They usually respect that. So I'm going to continue with that this winter. And it is what it is. All right, before I head back down, I'll show you a little bit of what I'm working with as far as this pasture. Now some of you just may have seen this end paddock here and said there's no way it's 100 by 100. That's because it's not. This last one on this strip that we grazed was a 50-foot section I didn't want to miss, so they were in there for 2 days. The width of this pasture that we're utilizing is about 550 foot, and it's about 950 or so, 970, whatever, the other way. Now, I did not decide to continue on up the pasture. I went up 500 feet, so I'm taking 100-foot strips. Like I say, we're up at the 500 strip now, and we're going to move back, obviously, to the 100. We got to that strip, let's see, right at the beginning of August. So that grass had some time to recover. It looks pretty good, so I want to hit that first strip again. Up here, you can tell the broomsedge isn't as thick, or at least not, well, I can tell you. I mean, you can see what's left down here. It's a little thicker, and it's not as thick, but the grass it's pretty slim. It's pretty slim pickings up here. Like I said, of course, I mean, there's something there they can eat. Now, don't be wrong. Whenever we get down there, you'll see the girls are in good condition. So sheep, it seems they can do quite well on little. You know, a cow would probably starve on this field. Not that I have any experience raising cows, but everything I've read and observed, it seems like, you know, they would starve up here to where a sheep will continue to thrive. But I have another 400 foot or so that I could utilize, but I want to get back down to the lower field where we started off grazing, and the forage down there is much better. I've been grazing that with sheep in the first year. I've had chickens on it multiple years. I've had my pigs on it, and the forage down there is much nicer. Like I said, we haven't been down there. Oh my, the beginning where they're going to go in at, they were there middle of May, end of May is the last we've been on that. Like I said, it's now December, so it's had plenty of rest. Don't get me wrong, I did have my pigs on there. They went through, but it looks great. They went through a section of it. They didn't get through the whole thing, of course. But I want to get them down there on that better forage. They're a little closer to me in case it snows. So many benefits to having them down in that bottom pasture. All right, so I had some technical difficulties and my phone battery died, so I wasn't able to record. Anyway, I got them moved the girls into a new a new paddock. So they've moved over, and I have the ram, who I'm hoping I'm just going to open the tailgate and let him right in with the girls, and everything will be kosher. So I'm going to turn the electric off and get you guys set up. We'll open it up, see how he does, and give you a good look at him. Hey girls. All right, so fence power's off. I'm in the paddock with him. We're gonna open this up, let the guy in. Hopefully he just jumps right down in. That is the thought. We'll see what happens. I don't know, hopefully it'll go smooth. Has to be smoother than last year. Come on, you right, Tyler. See, they knocked his over. Trying to make sure he jumps in on the correct side of the fence. Oh, I know. They said you were a sweetie. You're a lot nicer than the ram I had last year. He ended up being a good ram too, but he wasn't real fond of me at first. Gosh, the girl's like, oh my God, look at this guy. All right, well, get on down in there. Jump down in. I know they won't let you in, will they? It's like all your groupies here. All right. Down in. There you go. Give you a little assistance. Okay, now he's a little younger than one we had last year. I was expecting him to have a white head, but he ended up being having a black head, which I'm happy about. Now he's a little more, took the woolly traits than what I was hoping, but I guess we'll see how he passes that on to the lambs in the spring. He's never been in on electric, so this will be new to him, but I'd say he'll just follow along with the rest of them, of course. I say, as you can tell, the girls are all in good shape. That's one of our second year. This one right here, this is her first year, and even has that green tag in their ear. Everybody's checking him out, somebody new. Now there's one wether in here, so my understanding is there shouldn't be any problems with him being castrated, but we'll see how it goes. What do you think, pal? Huh? Yeah, he's a good boy. All right, so I got the fence turned back on. Like I said, he's never been accustomed to any kind of electric fence, so I want to make sure that's on in case he goes sticking his nose on it. I want him to learn real quick how it works. But that's really all there was to introducing a ram to the flock. Pretty easy, you know, not super exciting really. But he'll be in here with them for, well, at least a month. I'm going to keep him. And let's see, last year, I think I kept the ram for 2 months. But yeah, we'll have him in. We should then have lambs right around the first first end of May. So very excited about that. That's always a very fun time, you know, having the babies dropping and seeing your flock growing. So with a little bit of time, like I say, we'll really expand our numbers here, and hopefully start working on getting this pasture straightened out. Okay guys, if you like this video, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video if you would. I'll slowly be putting out videos, giving you updates with how the sheep are doing, the condition of our pasture as it slowly progresses. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video, and hopefully you got something out of it.